beautiful humans, and welcome back to the Intuitive Marriage Method. I'm Amanda, and today is actually day 14 of our 14-day self-love reset. Tomorrow we'll wrap everything up with some reflections and reviews, and I'm really actually looking forward to that. So now, first of all, if you have been watching from the sidelines, wondering if it's too late or not, I've decided to actually keep the self-love reset at $14 permanently. I want it to be something that women can pick up whenever they feel like they need just a little reset, and whether that's today or in 6 months from now. And if you're not quite ready for the full experience, I've also created a free guide called the Joyful Morning Reset. It's 7 simple ways to wake up more joyful every single morning. Now, here is where it gets ironic, because I finished writing this beautiful little guide all about waking up joyful only a couple of weeks ago. And today, I did not. I didn't. I actually did not wake up joyful. I'll be very honest with you. I woke up in a terrible mood, not angry, not devastated, but just blah. You know, those mornings where you just don't even really want to get out of bed. That was me. I slept until almost 10 o'clock, which is unusual for me. I looked outside. I kept hearing the rain, which is beautiful. But again, I just thought, like, really? Like, again? Like, I know the weather sounds like such a silly thing to complain about and rant about. But if you live here in Manitoba, actually all over the world, it's just been crazy. But you know, we have had so much rain. We have not even had a chance to been able to get out to the cabin much, to enjoy the garden the way we had hoped. I had envisioned all these beautiful flowers on my deck, big planters, a vegetable garden. I have 3 pots of flowers and about 10 more that needs to be filled. Rows of corn, peas, beans, radishes, beets, onions, all the things that we had planned to have in our garden this year. But what we do have is about 2 rows of corn that are basically fighting for their lives. There's one asparagus plant in one spot and another in another spot from a couple of years ago. There's some onions, which are doing quite well. And there's just a whole lot of weeds. I like weed, but come on, let's get real. I laugh honestly because our garden kind of looks like it's sort of given up on us. And I realized that I think I kind of have too. I had these great expectations of a beautiful garden, but I didn't even put in the work either earlier on. However, the spring was cold, but I look around and our neighbors and our friends have beautiful gardens. So I could only have so many excuses. But yeah, I kind of gave up on it, I guess. And then I just started thinking about everything else. Barry and I were hoping to host a karaoke party to celebrate our birthdays. That did not go as hoped. Please, this is not a pity party in any sense of the word. It's a little bit of a rant, and that's okay. I needed to get it off my chest. We tried a new karaoke venue. It wasn't great. The equipment was not good. It was very frustrating. So we left early. The food was good though, and environment was good. Saw a few people we know. But it just wasn't what we had imagined. Unmet expectations, I suppose. And I've also been fighting this cold for what feels like forever. It hasn't turned into bronchitis, which it usually does. So I'm grateful. And I also had to go a few days without my medication. All these series of unfortunate events, I'm telling you, because of scheduling issues and logistics. I was working in the city. My medication comes to my town. So my pain level has been quite a bit higher than usual. The cabin has its own challenges right now. The weather has caused its own problems. So we haven't really been able to stay there with the sewer. There's a tree leaning against the cabin. Gratefully, not a lot of damage. No running water. There was for a day or so, like on the weekend, of course, when we would be able to go. And it just sort of felt like disappointment after disappointment. I also suffer from the lovely, SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So when there's not a lot of vitamin D and sunshine, it really does affect me. And none of these disappointments are huge, but all together and in a series of events, it just was enough to make me feel heavy this morning. So then I caught myself. I literally laughed. I thought, Amanda, you just finished creating this joyful morning reset. Um, maybe you should actually use it or at least review it and have a look and see what you're not doing. And I don't know that why we do that as humans. We create these beautiful tools, these checklists, these, things that we feel help us through our own lives. And we encourage everyone else to use them. And then somehow, forget that they're there for us as well. So I grabbed my little guide, I read through it. And as I was reading, I realized something that this wasn't just about pretending to feel joyful. It was about remembering what helps me find my way back to joy. That feels very different. I always used to say when I worked in sales, selling cars or internet, and things just didn't quite go right for the customer, unmet expectations. It's not always, what happens, because sometimes things are out of our control. It's how we deal with it. It's how do we solve the problem? How do we make it right? Um, and that just feels very different. It's okay to have these feelings, but let's not get stuck in them, right, for too long. So, speaking of, I guess, gratitude, you know, uh, I'm all about gratitude. And when I'm feeling down, I really have to look around and stop and think and be grateful of the small things and the things around me. And in one of my days of my 14-day self-love reset is gratitude. And last year, I made a gratitude jar. I left it out, I decorated it, left a pen, and just was hoping that, it wasn't just going to be me. And it wasn't. And this morning, I decided to open it. I've just had it sealed all this time. And today was just one of those days where I felt I really needed some extra gratitude. So I started reading every little note. Most of them were mine, but Barry had quietly slipped three of his own inside. And he wrote about my patience, my kindness, my understanding. And I just sat there thinking, wow, like, isn't that interesting? Because this morning I could not see any of those traits in myself. And sometimes we just need someone else to remind us of who we are until we can remember again. So, you know, Barry was heading to the cabin. There was work to do, and normally I would have gone. That was the plan. I would have pushed through. I would have ignored what I needed. But this morning, actually early this afternoon, I asked myself a different question, like, what do I need today? I was feeling stressed about going, feeling like I need to express myself, need to ground myself, feel like, what wrap my brain around what I need to do. I'm not feeling great still. And the answer surprised me. And I just, I needed permission to stay home, honestly, to create, to express, to vent, to write, to rest, and just to be quiet. And so I asked Barry if he minded. And without hesitation, he said, absolutely. No guilt, no pressure, just love. And honestly, that might have been the greatest gift that he gave me today. So today, instead of pretending everything's wonderful, I'm simply just going to share what's been helping me. I'm going to walk you through my free guide today, the Joyful Morning Reset, because maybe someday, and maybe it's today, you need it just as much as I did. So here, I'm going to read it to you. And so if you print it off or bring it up, it's very pretty. I spent some time doing this. Basically, I sort of took a few things from my 14-day self-love reset. And I figure, if we can even just do half of those most of the time, and even more so, two or three of them, like every single day, incorporate what feels good to you. But I just broke it down to the seven simple ways to wake up more joyful every morning. And sometimes we just need a quick guide, not a 14-day reset with an accountability group. If you're ready for that, please come join us. It's always there. And I think it's fabulous, but sometimes we just need a little something. So for those of you that are just listening on podcast and not watching, please feel free to download the guide and go along with us. And same with on YouTube. Please download the guide. It's free. and you'll find it in my link in my bio. So here we go. 7 simple ways to wake up more joyful every morning. The joyful morning reset. And I bring this to you through the intuitive marriage method, Amanda Pott, and my business is called Soul Spot Intuitive. So welcome. Let's be honest. Most of us don't wake up feeling joyful because life suddenly became perfect overnight. We wake up joyful because we learn to take care of ourselves in small, consistent ways. For years, I thought happiness would come when I got everything on my to-do list done, fixed all my problems, lost the weight, earned more money, or finally had life figured out. Spoiler alert, that day never came. What I've learned instead is that joy is often found in the simple things: a good night's sleep, a glass of water, fresh air, sunshine, a grateful heart, a few quiet moments before the world starts demanding things from us. The simple, joyful morning reset is designed to help you is designed to help you start your day feeling more grounded, peaceful, and connected to yourself. No perfection required, just small steps that can make a really big difference. So, step number 1, wake up before the world wants something from you. Before the texts, before the emails, before social media, before everyone else's needs, give yourself even 10 minutes of quiet time in the morning. I try to aim for half an hour to an hour before I pick up my device. Sit with your coffee, look out the window, listen to the birds chirp, breathe, stretch. The goal isn't productivity, the goal is presence. So try this. Set your alarm 10 minutes earlier tomorrow and spend those extra minutes doing nothing except being with yourself. And I know if you are strapped for getting enough sleep, you're like, I cannot wake up earlier. Are you kidding me, Amanda? Like this is not good. But trust me, if you wake up in a hurry and you're rushed, this used to be me many years ago, you just feel dysregulated your entire day. Give yourself a few minutes, even it's just a few minutes of deep breathing in quiet. Have a nice hot shower, stand in silence, whatever you need to do. But it's really important that you take this time. Step number 2, drink water before coffee. And I know this isn't the exciting tip at all, but it does work. It's not my favorite. I'm not perfect at this. But after several hours of sleep, your body is dehydrated, and a large glass of water first thing in the morning can help support energy, focus, digestion, and overall well being. Coffee is wonderful, just don't make it the first thing that your body receives. And that even hurts me to say that out loud, but it's true. Try this. This works for me. Keep a water bottle or a cup like a Yeti or something with water in it beside your bed. I prefer drinking water that is room temperature. I can't handle cold water first thing in the morning. That way you're more likely to grab for the water before you grab for your coffee. Step number 3, ask yourself one powerful question. Most of us wake up asking, what do I have to do today? Instead, ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? Do I want to feel peaceful, focused, joyful, calm, connected? Your answer can guide your choices throughout the day. And so I encourage you to try this. Write down one word each morning that describes how you'd like to feel. So you have a few minutes in the morning, maybe you'd like to just jot this down. It's like manifesting and predicting your day. How are you going to feel throughout today, no matter what happens? Okay, moving on to step 4. Move your body for 5 minutes. You don't need an hour at the gym. You don't need fancy equipment. You simply need movement. Stretch, walk around the block, dance in your kitchen, do some chair yoga, walk outside in your backyard in your bare feet, get grounded at the same time. Movement helps wake up both your body and your mind. So try this. Commit to 5 minutes of movement before checking social media. Then use it as a reward. Do a little dance in the morning. Social media like music, streaming music, that would be allowed. Step number 5, practice everyday gratitude. I'm huge on this. Not the big life-changing moments, the ordinary moments. The smell of coffee, the sunshine through the window, your dog snoring nearby. a text from a friend. The more we notice what's already good, the more joy we tend to experience. So try this. I'm huge on this. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every single morning. And I have a little picture here. It says gratitude changes everything. It really does. I truly believe that the universe gives you more once they feel that you are grateful for everything that you have. Then you have more room and you're open to receive more. Step number 6, protect your peace before you check your phone. This one might be the hardest. The moment we pick up our phones, we invite the world's noise into our minds. Again, here, it's just about getting quiet. Don't worry about the news, the opinions, the comparison, the stress. Give yourself a few minutes before opening that door. Try this. Wait at least 15 minutes after waking before checking social media. Take 10 to 15 minutes of getting yourself absolutely just, moving your body, getting quiet. Do it all at the same time. It's about getting quiet, stretching, do some chair yoga, do some dancing, or just give yourself those quiet moments, silence, complete silence, and give yourself that time away from outside distractions. And simple step number 7 is set one loving intention. So an intention is simply a gentle reminder of how you'd like to show up. So examples, to me, this is like your energy. Today I will speak kindly to myself. Today I will choose progress over perfection. Today I will take a deep breath before reacting. Today I will give myself grace. Today I gave myself some grace. I asked myself what I needed, and I gave myself permission to do just that. So try this. Choose one intention each morning and write it somewhere that you'll see. Love yourself, like a positive affirmation. I'm going to put my needs first before others today. Just something that resonates with you. And remember, joy doesn't come from having a perfect life. Joy grows from small moments of awareness, gratitude, and self-care. A glass of water, a deep breath, a short walk, a quiet morning, a little less pressure, a little more self-compassion. You don't have to do all 7 steps perfectly. Start with one, then another, and small changes create powerful transformations over time. And most importantly, you are worthy of feeling good, not someday, not when everything is done, not when everyone else is happy, today, right now. Right? So I turned 55 this week, and I think that that's what this next chapter is about. Not pretending that life is perfect, not chasing happiness every single day, not getting everything right, just learning how to come home to myself again and again and again, even on those hard days. Joy isn't a destination, it's a practice. And like everything else, practice makes perfect, or perfect practice makes perfect, is what I was taught when I was figure skating. And now my husband and I, we practice singing, and we get better from practicing. And it's the same thing: joyful energy, mindset, perspective, self-love. It's all practice. And some mornings it will come easily to you, and some mornings you have to gently find your way back. So today, if one of those mornings is like that for you, please know that you are not alone. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And like I said, if you'd like a copy of my free Joyful Morning Reset, you can download it using the link in the show notes. And if you are ready to go a little bit deeper, then, please check out my 14-day self-love reset. It's always available for just $14. And stay intuitive, stay in love. Bye for now.